Tell me how, I got nothing to say. Tell me why my tombstone is blank. 'Cause I'm not the one who won't try. I'm not letting life pass me by. Tell me when the days are less gray. Tell me where is the road to less pain. How many days before I decay? It's getting so hard to get by. Where are all my trophies in life? And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. Set to sail to a place I can't say. Live a life worthy of chase. The time is today. New blood in my veins. I won't be the joker in life, playing the part I don't like. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. Yeah. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. 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 Young and hungry for life.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, those in the chat asking me if I heard the new releases today or this week. Creator is boring, and the new Exodus song that they released today is also boring. I have high standards, man, especially when it comes to my music. And when it comes to my pro wrestling, my pro wrestling is always at a high standard, but the standard we're getting is fucking boring. Boring. You're not going to believe this, chat. You're not going to believe this. I have exclusive news tonight. Not even SAP has this news. I got the official line sheet. I got the rundown. The playlist of sorts for Dynamite tonight. I got it right here in my hand. We got it. We're going to go over exactly what happened on this show tonight. And I'm pretty sure you all know what happened tonight because the show was fucking boring. We got Jesse in the venue. He's making us an old fashioned. And I'm feeling a little ranty tonight. So maybe we'll get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go into the venue. I'll be in my mother's basement. I don't know where Jesse is, as long as he makes us a drink. But when I get to the venue on this Wednesday night, I want to know one thing. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Wednesday night Dynamite post show for January 21st, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you so very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be. As always, joined by my guy on Wednesday nights, the one and only Shot-Town Smark. What's going on, man?
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing, man? We're going to be seeing that in a couple weeks at the Rumble, huh?
What are you thinking? Rumble for that?
Yeah, I think so.
What about Kevin Owens?
I would say he is not coming back in 2026.
No, is that bad?
I don't know. I don't see him coming back so soon.
He's already been out for 6 months, though, right?
I see Ospreay coming back before Owens.
Oh my God! What was? Oh, he had a neck injury, didn't he?
Yeah, they both had neck injuries. Huh?
Oh man,
yeah,
that sucks, bro.
How you doing, man? Yeah, it's a nice punk shirt you got on there, man. Look at you.
Yeah, man, my favorite wrestler, bro.
Yeah. He had a great match on Monday, didn't he? He wrestled back. He wrestled Finn Balor, man.
Oh, that's right, Balor. That's right.
All right, already forgot. I know wrestling's terrible, man, but it only a couple of days ago it happened.
I would love to sit here and blame Punk for this, but I mean, you just hit it on the nose. Wrestling is just all around. It's just at a low. It really is. I found somebody was in the comment section of my latest video, and they were telling me about this new promotion that comes on Thursdays. Like, oh man, you got to check out this such and such promotion. It comes on Thursdays. It's pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed. More wrestling to watch.
You know, I actually have been watching Juggalo Championship Wrestling on Thursday.
That might be what he was talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the Juggalos, yeah. The clowns.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's Vince Russo's thing, yeah.
Bro, the last thing I need in my life is another wrestling promotion.
Bro, they got more story happening on Juggalo Championship Wrestling than they do on AEW Dynamite.
I don't give a shit, because if it's great and it's there, good. But that means I gotta follow that along with AEW, along with WWE, along with TNA. No, I'm good. I'm good, man. Thanks, but no thanks.
It is boring, man. It is very boring, which is a great segue into what I thought of Dynamite tonight, man. I got the line sheet right here, chat. I got the official exclusive from an unknown source. This was handed to me before the stream tonight, and I had to make a little stop on my way to the venue. We have the line sheet of Dynamite tonight. This is Tony Khan in his production meeting. This is how he comes up with his matches. You see there, Dynamite, random match, backstage, random match, end. That's Dynamite. That's how he books the fucking show. I don't know what you thought of this show, man. What was your biggest takeaway of the show tonight?
Biggest takeaway was wrestling is boring, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's just not doing it. I wonder if people in creative are sitting around saying, yeah, the fans are feeling what we're doing right now. They're loving it, because I don't feel like that's happening. I don't feel like it on any level anybody is excited for a pro wrestling show right now. So I don't know what is this all part of their plan to just lower the standards so that nobody is getting it, so no one expects it? Because it's all boring. I'm not excited about any match they want to tell me about. I'm not excited for any feud they want to tell me about. I'm confused about a lot of the stuff that's happening. You want to know the biggest takeaway for me tonight? I don't understand what's going on with the Death Riders. Are they heel?
You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know.
Then who is? Because I'm the one that watches it.
Wait a minute, man. You mean to tell me you weren't interested and intrigued in Rocky Romero and Lance Archer against the Death Riders tonight?
I don't know what the agenda is for a heel faction with a babyface leader feuding with another heel faction. They come out to save Mox. That makes them look like baby faces. And then we got Marina Shafir. She comes out to side with two heels in Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. What is going on with the heel babyface dynamic in this company? I mean, some things are just set in stone for a reason, and I don't want to hear some progressive bullshit like, it's not about heel or face. Yes, it is. Pro wrestling is all about good versus bad, because that's what it is. You want to sit and boo somebody. You want to sit and cheer somebody. You don't want to sit around and wonder, is this a good guy or a bad guy? Should I be cheering this or not? Because I'm going to cheer this guy this week, and then next week I'm supposed to boo him, or the next segment I'm supposed to boo him. There needs to be a definitive line on good versus evil.
Bro, you mean to tell me that you weren't interested in seeing Danny Garcia apply a lion tamer or dragon tamer, whatever he calls it, and get the W tonight?
I would be more interested if I knew what the agenda was as he did it.
You are correct, man. There's literally no lies in your statement. There's no lies. The foundation of this fucking industry is story and good guy versus bad guy, and the ever important question of why the fuck it's happening.
If anyone here has ever sat around and been watching their wrestling, and someone who's not a wrestling fan comes in and they want to, maybe partake into what you're doing, like, okay, wait, what's going on in this show right now? Normally, you just break it down simply. Well, these are the good guys and these are the bad guys. This good guy wants to beat up this bad guy because this bad guy did this. And that's the easiest way to sort it out, because when you're watching a movie, a TV show, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy. Well, how do you explain it to somebody? Well, this is a good guy, this is a bad guy. Then in the next segment, the bad guy is doing good guy things and vice versa. It's a little confusing. Well, that's how confusing it is to a fan who's watching it, just trying to get the general grasp of it. Like, okay, their story here, and if they want to tell me their story here, then I'm going to sit and try to absorb it. But then they'd feed me this Death Rider shit where it's just so inconsistent, where it's hard to follow. At the end of the day, that's the problem. It's hard to follow. Am I supposed to cheer Moxley when he comes out because he's getting some nice babyface pops? He comes out with Marina Shafir. She's looking like a babyface when she comes out with him. And then in 2 segments later, she's out there siding with the heels. And then Moxley's out there feuding with the heels in the Don Callis family. But then the Death Riders come out to save Moxley. So now they're baby faces by default. But then this last week, they were heels. Which is it?
You're correct. They haven't given you a reason as to why you should emotionally invest in the Death Riders. They haven't.
You can't. You can't. If you're someone who likes to cheer the bad guys, you can't, because at this segment, they're heels or they're baby faces, and it just changes with the flow of the feud. It doesn't work that way. It really does not work that way. You're not going to get somebody completely over, or a concept completely over, or a faction completely over when there's just inconsistencies in what line they toe.
Do you know what my problem is with tonight's show? And it's very painfully obvious that they don't know what they want to do. I don't even think they're fully capable of giving us anything remotely close to a story. MJF is out there, and he's the world champion. And after last week's show, we all know that he tried to demask Bandito, and out comes Brody King. And we all figured that Brody King was going to be the next in line for the AEW World Championship match, more than likely at Revolution. And on top of it being predictable, because nobody expects Brody King to beat MJF for the AEW World Championship, no. MJF comes out there. He's approached by Brody King. MJF declines giving Brody King an AEW Championship match and cites the reason of, you've beaten nobody but jobbers. You need to beat some elite talent. Okay, that's fine. That's not a story, but fantastic.
He's not wrong.
I mean, he's not wrong, but it's also not a story, and it's basically a video game simulation being played out in real life, because that's all it is. It's basically general manager mode on a fucking video game. So he says that, and at the same time, we have Kenny Omega, who's out there wrestling Josh Alexander tonight in what will hopefully be a series of wins for him to get back to where he wants to be for the AEW Championship. But Kenny Omega is doing the same exact thing to get where he wants to be, which is in a match with MJF for the World Championship. So the story that you're telling me with MJF and Brody King is Brody needs to win matches against elite performers. And then Kenny Omega is going out there needing to win matches and needs to beat elite performers to get to MJF and qualify to be a contender for the World Championship. So you're telling two of the same stories on the same program, and there's literally zero instance of a story in either one of these situations. What is the story? That's not a story to me. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Chapters, dialogue. You going out there and winning pro wrestling matches is basically the same thing as AEW having standings and rankings, but we know they don't have them anymore, so they're still operating as if they do. So which is it? Yeah. You got rid of it because you wanted to tell stories. Now you're basically by default going back to the rankings and the standings and not telling me any stories, but covering it up and manipulating everybody into thinking that you are telling stories. That's not a story.
Yeah, if they were somewhat smart, they could have those two situations come together. They can have this guy winning his matches, this guy winning his matches, and MJF comes in the middle and says, okay, you guys have both won matches to earn your title shot. So now the next one to win their next match gets a title shot, and you face each other.
Well, then they don't have an opponent for MJF at the pay-per-view in March.
So the winner of that match is.
So we want to eliminate Brody from the conversation of challenging MJF for the World Championship altogether.
I would love to, yes.
Well, I mean, you might as well, because he's not winning.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why. Yes. That's exact bingo. He is not in the position to win this. He's not going to win it. I know I've been sitting there saying I want Brody King in the world title picture, but this is not it. They're just looking for opponents to feed to MJF. I legitimately want him as a viable contender to actually win the title when he gets a match. I don't want him just, okay, well, we beat Bandito last week, so now it's your turn, buddy. Step on up. Like, no, that's not it. He should be in a storyline, something of interest, something that leads him to MJF when MJF could possibly be looking to drop that title. Then I want Brody King insert. It don't mean he has to win it, but my God, it's got to be a situation where people will look at it and say, man, this guy might actually win it. He's been booked strong. It's been a while. MJF's looking to drop for by now. He's got a movie coming up, we think. We want something where we might believe for a minute that he might win. This ain't it. He just needs an opponent to throw at fucking MJF right now.
The other thing is Kenny Omega. He's still feuding with the Don Callis family. I feel like this has been going on, 2 years now, 3 years now? Like, I've lost count over how long we've been doing this same feud over and over again. It's like Omega finds a random different person to go to war with him over the Don Callis family. If it's not Hangman, it's Will Ospreay. If it's not the Bucks, it's fucking whoever else they want to plug in there. Jack Perry. I don't understand. Luchasaurus. They got Kenny Omega out there. And he's beating Josh Alexander tonight, which everybody predicted. I mean, there was no reason to believe Josh Alexander was going to fucking win on AEW Dynamite. Give me a fucking break. I mean, he's at best the number 5 in the Don Callis family behind Andrade. So Omega's out there beating Josh Alexander, and he goes out there and comically says post-match to Don Callis, there's nobody in your group that's good enough to beat me, so line them up. And he mentioned something along those lines. Brother, you have 2 guys that randomly attacked you, and AEW did nothing to forward any sort of story coming out of either situation. Kyle Fletcher put this guy on the shelf before Forbidden Door at the ECW arena by giving him a fucking Michinoku driver off the apron through a table at the ECW arena. They didn't do anything to follow it up. So is that match going to happen, or do you want me to forget about seeing that shit happen on national television? Then Andrade shows up. You didn't see it?
No, I forgot about it.
I'm sure. Well, they want everybody to forget about it. I don't forget about that type of shit. Then Andrade debuts with the company. They promptly pull him off television because WWE wanted to levy a 1-year non-compete clause against him. But he came and re-debuted with AEW. Lights go out. He attacks Kenny Omega. He disappears for 3 months. They're able to bring him back. Not one single fucking mention of Kenny Omega going to get revenge on Andrade after we all physically saw it happen 3 months ago. Now Andrade's on Collision, and a great use of Andrade. He wrestled Angelico last Saturday on Collision, and he's wrestling some unnamed fucking luchador that I'd never seen before on Saturday's Collision again. So what the fuck are we doing with all these things that you've given us on television that you refuse to pay forward and finish up? You don't want to put the bow on that? Because I've seen it. I mean, those are 2 guys that he certainly should beat if MJF is going to look at him as a credible contender to his AEW World Championship. What are we doing? Or am I supposed to forget that those things even happened?
Probably yes. Just forget about them. Probably, yeah.
And then, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And then Swerve Strickland, apparently the Trios Championships changed hands because Will Hobbs is now with WWE. He hasn't debuted or anything yet, but he's more than likely there. And they put the Trios Championships on Hangman, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. So obviously they had Hobbs be pinned last Saturday, and we got new Trios champions. The match was made because last minute, obviously Hobbs told management that he wasn't coming back and he wasn't signing a deal, so they needed to rush to get the championships off in that night. So we got new champions. And apparently, Swerve looks at Kevin Knight and says, you're the future of the business. I think you should test yourself against me. All right, so that's great. All right, you got Kevin Knight, who's a great wrestler, great high flyer, against Swerve Strickland, who's one of the faces of the company, one of the biggest baby faces in the company. That match was born for absolutely no reason. And you would think that they would put Kevin Knight in a position to beat Swerve as the new champion. Same thing happened with Speedball Mike Bailey tonight. He wrestled Samoa Joe. Why? I don't know. It's just remnants of last week. Joe lost the Trios Championships alongside Hobbs and Hook. or Shibata. And I guess he wants his payback or some sort of revenge on Speedball because he was a part of the trios match last week. So in both instances, Speedball, trios champion, Kevin Knight, trios champion, both of them lost tonight. You want to make new stars. You want to make these guys serious. You want to put some legitimacy behind these guys. Speedball, he loses to Samoa Joe. Kevin Knight loses to Swerve Strickland. But it was a great wrestling match, JD. But he's a loser. Nobody's going to remember anything that happened in the match. You make stars by giving them legitimacy through wins. So both of your new champions who won the championship last week both come into this week and lose both of their matches. How do you want me to take them seriously? Like Jesse said, you need to give people a reason to fucking care. We've said it every week. How am I supposed to care about these guys if you put them out there in a situation to both lose? Am I supposed to look at Kevin Knight as the future of the company because he wrestled Swerve in a great wrestling match? Or am I going to look at him as a fucking loser?
No, that's not gonna make me like someone more because they tell me he's the future of the company. Oh, guy, you're the future of the company. All right. They said that about guys like Action Andrade, and they say it to the next hot shot up and comer, every couple of months, but then nothing ever pans out with it. I mean, Kevin Knight is not the future of the company just because you had people tell me that he is. We will determine who the future of the company is through your booking and through your storytelling. So despite what Swerve says that Knight being the future of the company is, my assumption is he is far from it because you just had him beat on national TV in the main event. So it's I'm not gonna look at that like you said. I'm not gonna look at that and say, oh, well, he had a great outing, so he must be the future of the company. No, that's not gonna do it for me. He needs to be consistently booked strong. He needs to be booked to look strong, act strong, and do shit. Win some titles, get some momentum, do some stuff to make me determine that this guy is the future of the company, man. We say that quite often as fans and stuff like that, but it's never because the wrestlers told us that he's going to be the future. Like, this guy's going to be the future because this guy said so. No, we'll look at somebody, we'll look at how they're being booked, and we can look at that and tell. When I look at the way that Dominic Mysterio was booked and the way that Braun Breaker is booked, I can look at those guys and I can say, those guys are the future of the company. We can see that just the way that their aura is presented. We can see that they're the future of the company, not because someone sat and told us that and then they go out and lose. It's not how it works.
He legitimately said Kevin Knight's the future of the company, future of the business. And Mike Evil in the chat, look at this statistic, Jesse. Kevin Knight lost 7 of his last 11 singles matches. Future of AEW indeed. How do you go out there and project to us, the viewer, that he's the future of the fucking company when he's lost 7 of his last 11 matches? Imagine WWE debuts Obafemi on Monday Night Raw and he loses 7 of 11 matches. Are you going to look at him as the future of the fucking company, or are you expecting him to win 11 of 11 matches?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
That is not how you build your future. If you want to tag somebody, if you want to label someone like that, you need to protect them through booking. You need to keep them strong. That is how you build the future. So you don't even have to make him strong now if you're telling us he's the future. Well, one might say, well, I'm saying he's the future, not the now. Well, you have to protect him going into your future, because I'm not going to believe you made this jobber a future star because now you want to push him, but you weren't ready to push him back when you told us he was the future. If he's the future, book him strong. Protect him in loss. If he loses because he got screwed over, all right, someone interfered, he should have won. He would have won had not X happened, such and such happened. Okay, he lost, but he was probably going to win, but he got screwed over. And then he won every other match after that for the next few weeks. They didn't protect him at all. They just went out there and beat him. He just beat him. So I don't care anymore. You can't tell me he's the future. I don't believe you.
It's more abundantly clear every single week that AEW is legitimately fucking clueless, and they're booking based off how the fan weather fans on social media, the AEW sickos, look at the product. These people don't know what they want. They don't know what they're talking about. And AEW listens to people like this, people like Sap, people like Meltzer. This is what is fueling Tony Khan to continue what he's doing, which is failing, and he's not giving us any sort of change that we need for this show to be any better. Like, the more awards, and I use that term loosely, the more awards that AEW and Tony Khan wins for Match of the Year and Performer of the Year and Show of the Year and Booker of the Year, the more it's going to give him the mindset of, well, I don't need to change. Everybody enjoys what I'm doing. No, the clueless people are afraid to tell you exactly what's wrong with your company and what's wrong with your show. There wasn't a single dose of a fucking story on this show. There wasn't a single thing that actually mattered on this show. Nothing on this show had any consequences whatsoever. And this is a recurring theme every single week. Random matches happening for the sake of random matches. And I don't know why he's worse now going into 2026 than he was at the tail end of 2025. At least he had the Continental Classic, which a tournament in that aspect at least gives those matches meaning. There's no reason for anything that happened on tonight's show. There's nothing that mattered and no reason for why they even did what they did tonight. I don't know what else to tell you. This is a company that just refuses to tell any story whatsoever, being an episodic television show. They think that they can get by doing random match after random match after random match and give us great pro wrestling. Bro, you're going to need more than that. And the people on social media don't say anything. And that's all Tony Khan looks at, because nobody else is watching the fucking show but the people that exist on social media. There's not one new fan born watching this product. Not one.
Well, if you say something that people don't like, then the talent attacks you on social media. So,
well, I mean, that's what they do. You can't speak ill will about what they do, and it's just pathetic.
Fight with Moose.
Yeah, well, I didn't even say anything. I mentioned how bad their production was, which I'm sure everybody fucking agrees how bad their production is. Yet I got called out, and I am barely the only one who had a problem with Thursday's show. I
don't care. Moose already blocked me a long time ago. He get mad that I called Tessa Blanchard a racist to his face.
Well,
whatever.
Well, maybe if she was on the show, would have given the crowd a little bit more of a fucking glimpse into who they actually have that is a star. But she wasn't on the show. Yeah, this show was fucking garbage, chat. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, the people that are going to slip into Tony's DMs and fucking glaze him for whatever reason is going to tell him he did a great job tonight. But this show offered absolutely nothing. There's absolutely no desire to tell any story. And you know what's really killing them? Which I wish that they would use to their advantage, because they have all this prime real estate to actually tell some fucking stories and flesh the stories out before we get to the pay-per-view. They have given us nothing show after nothing show after nothing show and no story on any of these shows. And we have all this lull, Jesse, coming out of World's End, going into Revolution. Revolution's happening on March 5th. They got January, February, all 2 months, 8 weeks, 9 weeks of television. And they could use this to tell stories and make these matches that they want to have at the pay-per-view mean something even more with all this television and all this time to tell these stories. Bro, they're not going to start building the fucking pay-per-view until at least 3 or 4 weeks out before we get to Revolution. That's the problem. They should use this to their advantage, and they're not doing and using this time that they have to their advantage. They're just wasting everybody's fucking time. I feel like it's something that should help them, and they're using it, and it's hurting them because it just gives them it gives Tony Khan a blank slate to fucking give us random shit he wants to see. That doesn't even matter.
No, this is, and when I found out that they had such a long stretch between pay-per-views, my reaction was good. Good. This gives them so much time to build an interesting feud. Let's start with a main event feud. Build something that can take just weeks and weeks to marinate and build up to it, and then boom, hit it hard. But like you said, they're gonna wait to the last minute to start building anything. We should already know who MJF's opponent is for the main event of that pay-per-view. We should be knee deep into that feud by now. But We're not even sure yet. We got MJF hanging out with champagne and hot chicks, and they know that we know that he's married, right? I mean, but whatever. Okay, so we should be knee deep into his feud, and we're not. We're nowhere with it.
And he's watching Omega, and he's watching Swerve, and he's watching Joe. Which one of these guys is going to be the fucking challenger for the World Championship?
We know it's gonna be all of them.
How are we going to get there? Let's throw them all into a random match, and then the winner gets MJF a Revolution, and there's no story behind it. And MJF cuts a fucking promo on the crowd, whichever town he's in. He gets some heel heat. He says some disparaging things to his challenger, and then there we go, on to the pay-per-view. Well, we all know he's going to win.
Yep.
Did I get it right?
He's definitely going to win, and yeah, that's going to be the build. Yep. All of those guys that he's eyeing, he's going to beat all of them, and nobody has an actual chance of winning. Even if here's the messed up part. Even if they say, well, fine, we'll show them, we'll pull a hot shot title change. That'll show them how you were wrong. Someone else did win. Okay, well, the thing is, that made no sense. None of these guys should have won because you didn't build up the story enough to pull off a hot shot like that. So nothing is gonna happen, man. Nothing of interest is going to come from this.
Well, the ratings are where they are, and the demo is where they are, and the fact that they filled 1,300 people less in the Edition Financial Arena in Orlando than they did the last time they were there speaks volumes, because the company and the product is fucking floundering, and nobody seemingly wants to make any change to make it better. Do you know what is going to make it better? By giving us story. People will come out to see a story get played out and want to be a part of said story. But you're giving us random matches with nobodies, people that don't matter. You're going to go out of your way to go fucking buy a ticket to go watch Kevin Knight when the company hasn't done anything but make him lose? Who wants to see a loser? People want to show up to watch stories. People want to show up to watch stars. People want to show up to watch winners. Where is any of that on this show? It's grim. Yeah, it's dark. It's dark out here, man. It's not good, and I don't really know how else to put it. I really don't. We're gonna get into this show tonight. We're gonna break this thing down like we usually do. We'll get you guys out of here at a decent time, and there is a Collision Corner on tap, so that is back. So make sure you guys do what you got to do and get those thumbs up in, because Collision Corner is coming at you tonight, courtesy of the Chi-Town Smark, and to do that, we need 750 likes. Right now, we got 400 likes. So if you guys want Collision Corner tonight, you know what to do. So hit that thumbs up. 750 likes is the goal. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Go follow Jesse on social media at Chi-Town Smark. Also on YouTube. I linked his channel down below in the description. Just click his name. It'll take you right there. What's happening on the channel, Jesse? Anything exciting going on in the world of the Chi-Town Smark?
Still doing the watch along. We're gonna pick up TNA. I did start something new where I'm gonna do very abbreviated post-show reviews of the night before. I'm gonna do them the next day, and we're gonna evolve it, because I put something up the other day. I wasn't a big fan of it, but we're gonna evolve it and we're gonna make it a series. So check that out, and also have some collab stuff coming up as well, and lots of stuff going on. So tune into the channel, man.
You know, I was actually quite disappointed, Jesse. I didn't see you with the rest of the fake reactors in Dallas, Texas, with the TNA debut on EMC. Yeah, they were all there hanging out in the empty arena.
I didn't get invited to the fake reactor segment. Oh. You know what was the worst part about that spot? It's when, I mean, it wasn't the reactors. I mean, we talk a lot of shit here, but I think it's cool that they're embracing the community in that way. But the worst part about it is that when they showed them, there was a sea of empty seats behind it.
It's symbolic, bro. I mean, they wanted to put those guys there, and that's a symbolic thing. That's basically who their audience is. That nobodies. They stream in front of nobody.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta put them somewhere better. Put them right there in the front row for that shot. You know what I'm saying? And then put him somewhere else after it. But you don't do that. That was a bad shot. That didn't look good at all.
And Eric Young sitting in the corner like he was fucking punished to be there, man. Just sitting there, not knowing what the fuck was going on.
My God, are they all from Dallas, or did they fly those people out to Dallas for that shot?
They flew them people out there and gave them free tickets to the show.
For that shot?
Yes, for that shot to do. Hi guys, in front of an empty fucking background.
That's crazy, man. There's no way I would have flown out to Dallas for that one shot. That's crazy, man. If it's local, sure, I'll go. But to fly all the way out there just for that, I mean, did they get interviews or post-show or something along with it? I don't know.
I have no idea, nor do I care. I mean, it was an awful show, so you can make your own assumptions there. But yes, go follow Jesse on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check out the rest of the content on this channel. We uploaded a great video yesterday on the Trey Miguel situation and the bullshit reason that we were given from the dirt sheets, which I got pertinent information that it is all bullshit. And basically, Trey Miguel was hired, fired, NDA'd, and paid. That's basically what it was. So don't believe the wrestling media. They are working for Tony Khan. So go check that out. And we wish nothing but the best to Trey Miguel because that's a fucked up situation. Comments made 7 years ago, and the guy's career is basically fucking ruined until hopefully he lands somewhere. But go check that out. Go ahead, man.
Did they not know about the comments before they offered him a deal?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know what happened. The whole story is that Warner Brothers, someone up above, I guess got rid of him because they seen the comments. I'm like, bro, give me a fuck. Nobody at Warner Brothers is fucking talking about the Rascals or doing background work on Trey Miguel. Give me a break. Someone there tipped off Tony Khan, or some fan tipped off Tony Khan, and he got rid of Trey Miguel. That's exactly what happened.
Man,
7 years ago, bro. Comments made 7 years ago. The guy's got no fucking career now.
That's I don't understand why they didn't do that due diligence before they offered him a deal.
I don't know. It's just very, very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. So go check that out. That's on the channel. Really good stuff there. And Friday we'll be live. And Saturday night we'll be live. It's Saturday night's main event. Big Saturday night's main event. We'll find out who wrestles Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. So I will be live for that. And we will be sponsored the rest of the week by my great friends over at Turtle Beach. We're back with Turtle Beach. So make sure you guys show them some love and some support. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. It is the absolute best way to support the show. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of tonight's Dynamite from Orlando, Florida. I said that same thing, Reed. I said that same thing. What the fuck does it say about the rest of the Rascals? If I'm one of those guys, I'm backing out of my contract as well and telling Tony to fuck off. Honestly.
They probably have families to feed. I know Myron does.
I know Myron does, but that doesn't mean they can't land somewhere that's going to get them paid.
I guess so. I mean, I look, it's messed up and shitty. They need to support them any way they can, but I'm not gonna put somebody else over my family, man. He literally has his firstborn child with Killer Kelly in front of him, man. He can't. Baby, I backed out of that AEW deal. The fuck? Why? Well, because they did, they did Miguel wrong.
They fired my friend. I have to go stand with him.
Like, I mean, we support him and do what we can, but geez, that's a lot of money you just threw away. I think he'll win.
Guys, the MJF narrative, I keep hearing from a lot of people. I hear it. I understand people coming to the defense of Trey Miguel with that. Trey Miguel used to date Alicia Toot. I don't know why that would matter. I mean, everybody in the industry dates everybody else. Like, how long ago did it happen? Why does anybody care about that internal drama? She's in a better place in life. So is Max. So why does that even matter? I don't understand that. It says more about those two if that's the reason, or they are the reason why he's not there anymore. It says a lot about what they got going on than it does Trey Miguel. I hope that's not the case. Nobody knows.
Nobody has any proof of anything.
No. No, they're just making assumptions because all of a sudden it's fucking Phil Donahue over here. Who gives a shit?
Nobody has any proof. I'm sure if you asked him, he would say, "What the fuck? No." I'm sure if you asked Miguel, he would say that's not. No, I don't know. Look, it's not impossible because nothing's impossible. At the same time, we have no proof of any of that. So,
well, and if even if that was the case, Tony Khan should have said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm hiring him because I want to hire him. I don't give a fuck what happened or who he dated before you married her. I don't give a shit. I want him here, and I want these guys on my roster. So bite me. Yeah. So, I mean, that clearly didn't happen because Tony fired him. But that's a developing story, and we'll get into that if more news is available. But Dynamite, welcome back, Taz. Taz is back on commentary. It's great to have him back. I didn't mind Bryan Danielson. All I read is that Danielson doesn't really want to do commentary, but I thought Danielson was very good at what he did. But Taz is there, and he's the only listenable voice on this fucking three-man commentary team. Excalibur is terrible. And Tony Schiavone is just completely insufferable. So Taz is back. So at least there's one of the three that is worth listening to. MJF is in the ring. And he immediately told Tony Schiavone to shut his triple chin mouth and ran down the crowd before saying they're looking at a man who wears beautiful watches, custom suits, rides in helicopters and limousines, and has the baddest girl you've ever seen. It's because he's the best wrestler on God's green earth. It's because of the triple B, real gold, diamonds, and platinum, costing more than all the losers in attendance have in their bank account. If you see anyone else not named MJF and they're claiming they're the best of the best, change the channel. The same thing coming out of their mouth is the same thing coming out of their ass. Last week, Bandito was the first of many losers to find out the hard way that 2026 is the year of the devil and no one is on his level. Best of the best, you say, huh? Interesting. Brody King comes out. He gets a decent reaction. He makes his way to the ring. So Schiavone leaves, and Brody has a microphone and says, after what MJF did to Bandito, the only thing he can think of is all the ways he wants to hurt him. Brody says he wants to rip out MJF's spine, but he's not going to do that because MJF is just a bitch. If King, yes, I mean the ever so popular word here in pro wrestling, bitch. Everybody says it.
Yes.
Brody King says if he puts his hands on MJF, he won't get what he wants, which is a match. King wants a match tonight, but MJF says, well, that's an interesting proposition. Let me think about it in complete silence, and I'll get back to you. So the crowd boos. MJF says, well, I've thought enough about it. The answer is no. It's not because he's afraid, but he gets it. Brody King barks, and the morons bark back. When MJF thinks of King, one phrase comes to mind, and that is all bark and no bite. On what ground does Brody King think he deserves a shot after beating jobbers the past few weeks? Until he beats elite talent, the match will not take place. Making one thing clear, if King ever interrupts the champion ever again, we're going to have a problem. So Brody King barks, and MJF quickly bails from the ring and up the ramp. He orders his music to play, and that's the way the segment came to a close. So basically, we got at least a clue as to where the next championship feud is coming from, and that's MJF and Brody King. But there's no, like we said in the beginning here, there's no real substance to this. There's no real story. Brody has done nothing but standby matches the last few weeks. That clearly is not enough. So MJF is A, correct. But B, if anybody's looking at this and claiming, oh, this is interesting, this is intriguing, this is great, this is story. No, it's not story. This is not story. Brody King winning matches against random people that Tony Khan draws out of a hat so he can win predictably to then predictably go wrestle MJF at a random Dynamite or the pay-per-view in Los Angeles, Revolution. That's not a story. We're going to need more than that. What is the reason for these guys feuding outside of Brody wanting a shot at the World Championship? Is there going to be a development of a story? Is there going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end? Is there going to be a why on top of him winning wrestling matches? Or am I watching a real-life pro wrestling simulator and Tony Khan is treating this like WWE 2K26 coming out in a couple of weeks? Which is it? Because I would much rather see a fucking story than random matches thrown together where it's going to make the television even more predictable, Jesse. Like we said, predictable. It's the fucking absolute crux of why this show is fucking in the position that it's in. Predictable.
Very much so. You know, I agree. And that is the underlining problem with everything that we're going to cover here tonight. That's the underlining problem with the overall product. It's just that it's hard. They make it so hard to care. You know, I can try to forget the fact that there's not enough story here for me to really sink my teeth into, and then just try to zero in and lock in and focus on something with some kind of story. But then they'll make that story make zero sense and make it have huge logic gaps in it. And it's just hard to follow and hard to really care about. So then you just checked out, and then back to more wrestling matches. This guy's the future. You know, this was a work rate match. You know, it's just same, but not enough of what we want. I don't know who's telling them that we want more wrestling. No one is saying that we need more wrestling. Everyone is saying that we need some interesting story. And I'm going to stop using the term no story, because every time you go around and say there's no story, the comeback is, well, this story here, and there's this story here. And I guess technically on paper that might constitute as story. But the problem is there's no story of interest. There is nothing of serious interest that is going on in this company right now that makes you I have to tune in the next week because I have to find out what happens here. I have no idea what's happening next week, nor do I care, because there's no story there to lead me to there. So why would I care?
Kodiak 1984 in the chat says predictable is fine. No, it's not. Not in this case. This is bad predictable.
Predictable can be fine.
Yes.
But it's not here.
Predictable can be fine when you know that there's a fucking story that makes sense and you're intrigued by that story, leading to a predictable outcome when a babyface is going to overcome the evil heel, which is fine. Yeah. In this case, it's just no story and random matches where we know Brody King is not going to beat MJF and Brody King is not going to be the AEW World Champion. So who gives a shit about who he wrestles when we all know he's going to beat them to get the match? And who's going to care about the end result when he gets the match where we all know he's going to lose? Like, at that point, I don't want to see it, because we've been saying for years Brody King should be in a position where he's given something substantial to be a breakout star on this roster, and this is not it. You're just going to make me want to not see him if this is the direction that you're taking him into the World Championship. So they're giving us what we want, but at the same time, they're not giving us what we want because they're basically treating him the same way they have treated him. An afterthought. Come on, man. Yeah. You want to make stars? Make some stars, not losers.
Let me ask you something. What would have happened to the stock, to the credibility, to the aura, to anything of Swerve had he lost to Kevin Knight tonight?
Bro, Swerve would not have lost anything.
Nothing. But what if Kevin Knight had beaten Swerve Strickland on a night that they just got done telling us that he's the future? On a night this guy just won a trios championship with two of his buddies. What if hell, give him both win. What if Speedball had somehow came out with a win and Kevin Knight? You know, it doesn't have to happen every week. But if you're gonna put gold around their waist and have them team up with your with your former world champion, then make me believe that these guys are legit. They're both losers.
Swerve would have lost nothing in defeat tonight against Kevin Knight. People would have been talking about not only how great the match was, but holy shit, Kevin Knight just beat a former AEW World Champion. The company must really have an eye on Kevin Knight, and he's going to be in that same discussion as Kyle Fletcher, as being a future piece of the company. That's what they should be doing. They should be preparing themselves for when there's no MJF, which I fucking worry about because he's the only thing worth noting on this entire show. When Swerve is not there and Ospreay is not there, you're going to need those guys. Fletcher and Kevin Knight are two of those guys. If you want to tell me that now, then start planning now. How are you going to do that now? By having them win matches. Like, Swerve is not getting a championship match anytime soon against MJF. So what would be the point in him needing to win now? You could easily give him a loss and have him rebound very quickly because he's a former champion himself and he's Swerve Strickland. He could easily rebound and get that right back instantaneously, where Kevin Knight, a win for him means a 1 win tonight for Kevin Knight is like 8 wins for fucking Swerve Strickland. It's basically what it is.
He could have rode that win for the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, bro. I mean, I just beat Swerve Strickland. I just beat Swerve. Bro, you could have given Swerve could have gotten that win back in a few weeks down the road somewhere. And that's fine. But on this night, in this given moment, he still beat Swerve Strickland on national TV, and no, they're happy. They're happy that Meltzer's going to give it 4.5 stars on the Observer next week. That's all that matters to them. It was a great match, 4.5 stars. But at the end, the only thing that I see in the line sheet is Kevin Knight's a loser. L.
Instead of talking about the great match that it was and him winning, now it's a great match and he's a loser. And Swerve is going to go on to do whatever he's got to do next to get closer to the World Championship, which, I mean, it's so counterproductive and so clueless that I'm not surprised that Tony Khan and AEW made the decision that they did, having him lose tonight. So,
you could have had some shenanigans. MJF came down behind the ref's back, clocked Swerve, and Kevin Knight got the win. Did he beat him clean? No, but at the end of the day, Kevin Knight got a win over Swerve fucking Strickland, bro.
Bro, I have a feeling we're going towards a fatal 4-way of sorts. I really do. I feel like it's going to be MJF, Swerve, Hangman, and Kenny Omega, or Samoa Joe. One of those guys in there.
Yeah, probably.
I don't. Where's the story? Oh, but they're all chasing the World Championship. Well, there's got to be a fucking reason outside them chasing the World Championship. There's got to be some tension, some drama, some story. I'm not asking for fucking someone else to go have their house get burned down, but you got to give me something. This is what happens when they try. This is what happens when they try to have too many cooks in the kitchen. They got too many guys at the top of the card, all wanting the same thing at the same time. Instead of centrally focusing on one guy, the champion and the challenger, they got fucking 6 guys all battling out for the same thing, and it ends up being a fucking disaster. It's all sloppy. So they got Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, and Kenny Omega all making their claims to the World Championship in a video package. Page promised to take everything from Samoa Joe. We see Page and Jet Speed defeating the Ops on Collision to win the Trios Championships, where Powerhouse Hobbs was pinned by Kevin Knight. Jesse, did you hear the news that Adam Hangman Page went out on a date to Cracker Barrel with one Marty Scurll?
I did hear.
And now Page is the villain, bro.
Well, someone told me that Hangman was out and just happened to run into Marty Scurll at Cracker Barrel. Well, that's complete horseshit. They didn't accidentally run into him and then take a fucking selfie with him and then post it online. He met up with his friend and had fucking dinner. I don't see the big deal. But
well, it is what it is, man. You can't sit down and have a nice meal with one Marty Scurll anymore for what happened 5 or 6 years ago.
Jesus Christ. Whatever.
Renee, she's backstage with new Trios champions Adam Page and Jet Speed. Apparently, they are deciding on a team name. So now they're a team. Knight suggests Jet Set Rodeo. Bailey tried his hardest to say horsecuck or horsecock. Sorry, I had cuck here. Sorry. Horsecock, but that was cut off by Page, who said he tried that name before and it didn't work. Page makes a match between Katsuyori Shibata and himself on Collision and said tonight Jet Speed has a big night ahead of them. Bro, this is the second week in a row that Adam Page made a match for himself on Collision. Are we looking at Adam Page, creative writer, creative control, Adam Page?
He's the booker now, man. He books the matches he wants. He turned and said, I just booked it. Oh, okay.
So Bailey told Knight to focus on Swerve Strickland and he'll focus on Samoa Joe. Page told Bailey he can beat Joe if he puts his mind to it. Kevin Knight wanted some advice from Adam Page on what to do with Swerve. Adam Page thought about it and said, it'll be a hell of a main event. So this guy asks you for advice, and your answer to him after asking for advice is, it'll be a hell of a main event, kid. Some advice there, huh?
Yeah, Swerve does not feel like the mentoring type.
Samoa Joe. He goes one-on-one with new trios champion, Speedball Mike Bailey. This opens the show. Samoa Joe beats Speedball Mike Bailey. I mean, they're both very good at what they do. The thing is, why would I care? Samoa Joe's chasing an opportunity to get back in the world title picture. Speedball Mike Bailey just won a trios championship, which randomly came about last week over a team that, was floundering because one of their men is jumping ship to the other company. So this is basically them losing the trios championships last week, and Samoa Joe wants revenge. And he gets his revenge because he ended up beating Speedball Mike Bailey tonight. So how we got there was, we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Joe controlled. Bailey tries to come back, and he connects in a big missile drop kick. Series of kicks, drops Samoa Joe. He avoids a shooting star. Bailey avoided a running senton. Bailey quickly went up top, hits a shooting star press. Joe kicks out at it too. So they're both on the apron. Joe had his legs swept out. Bailey crashed and burned with a moonsault double knees. Joe again took the ref, allowing Shibata to suplex on the apron. And Joe starts mocking the crowd. Joe crossed Bailey's knees and dropped down with a knee breaker of sorts into a heel hook. Bailey fought to the ropes. Joe continues to fuck with Mike Bailey here. He lit up the bad leg with some kicks of his own. So Joe sinks in another submission. Bailey made it to the ropes. Joe kicked out Bailey's leg, and it led to Bailey getting right into a crane position kick. And he clobbered Joe with the kick, buzzsaw kick. He follows that up with that 2 count. Bailey hits a move in the corner. He wanted ultimate weapon, but landed on his feet, selling his bad leg. Coquina clutch. Bailey tried to kick from the corner and get a flash pin, but Joe kicked out. Bailey hit a spin kick, goes up top. Hook now is with the referee, allowing Shibata to go after Bailey on the ropes, and Joe plants him with a muscle buster to get the win. So Samoa Joe gets the win with the muscle buster over Speedball Mike Bailey. You just crowned this guy as a new champion, and he loses. So way to make the team legitimate and the championships legitimate. They both lost tonight. The only one that didn't get featured in a match tonight was Adam Page. So from my vantage point, Jesse, Adam Page is a champion, but he's champions with 2 losers because
Yes.
they couldn't give either one of these guys, the newly crowned trios champion, a win tonight.
Basically, yeah. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. Because that's what they showed us. Adam Page teamed up with 2 losers.
I don't know.
But they want us to care about them though.
I don't know why you would.
I mean, I want to, but I'm not just gonna blindly care about something just because I'm supposed to. I mean, you have to convince me to care about them, and this is not the way to do it. So I don't know what they're playing.
Let me ask the general people watching me out there. We got 1,900 people watching us tonight, and the chat is lively. Guys, do you care about Samoa Joe being a 2-time AEW champion now? Do you care about where his standing is on his quest back for the World Championship? Do you care about the ops at all? Has AEW done enough story to give you a reason to care about the group in general? What about Speedball Mike Bailey? Do you care about Speedball Mike Bailey? I mean, he had a great Continental Classic, right? People are going to kind of hang their hat on that. He had a great C2. Does anybody care about Speedball, let alone him being a trios champion? What is the primary reason? I'd love to ask Tony Khan, what is the reason why anybody would watch this and legitimately care about either competitor here, outside of both of them being a great professional wrestler? Does anybody have the answer to that question? Or am I supposed to just base this off the fact that it was a great match, a good match? I wouldn't even say great, a good match for television, and both of these guys are very good at what they do. Is there anything else that we can add to that? No?
Probably not.
No? Don't care about anything? Don't care, fuck no. Not a care in hell. Nah, I don't give a shit. I mean, the general consensus here is nobody gives a shit. So, there you go. Why it happened? I don't even think Tony Khan knows why it happened. He just booked it because he wanted to see it. Basically what it boils down to. The Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Danny Garcia, and Wheeler Useless against the Don Callis family. This is basically all of the job guys in the Don Callis family. Rocky Romero, Hechicero, and Lance Archer. This was a 6-man tag team match, Jesse, contested in street fight rules. So you know what that means.
Blood?
Kind of.
There you go.
Blood, glass, barbed wire, tables, plunder, violence. Everything you usually see on a weekly basis on AEW television.
Your favorite stuff.
All my favorite stuff. You know, AEW really, and I mean really, Jon Moxley, somebody really needs to come out on television and give us a reason why we need to care about the Death Riders now, as just back in July, on July 12th, they lost the AEW championship and everybody celebrated Hangman winning the championship. For them to still exist on this show and really not relinquish any of their power or relinquish any of the stranglehold that they have over this company, to seemingly, Jesse, go through July, August, September, October, November, and then we get to the Continental Classic, and all of a sudden, they're almost back at full strength. And Jon Moxley's holding championship gold once again. And now, where we booed them and wanted to see them basically eliminated and eradicated in July, now the fans are cheering for them as we enter January going into February. They really need to come out and explain to us why this is happening and what the mission statement is now for the Death Riders, so that we, the fan base, can show the Death Riders if we care or don't care. Because last week, or a couple weeks ago, if you remember, they were battling the conglomeration as babyfaces. And now they're operating as babyfaces, or as heels. They were operating as heels against the babyfaces in the conglomeration. Now tonight they're operating as babyfaces against the heel faction of the Don Callis family. Which is it? What am I supposed to fucking cheer for here? Am I looking at a heel group? Am I looking at a babyface group? And why am I caring about either of these situations? Can you tell me what's going on here?
No, I cannot. Went over this early on in the show. I don't know the dynamic of the Death Riders. I don't know where I'm supposed to put my fandom. Should I be out there booing them when they come out? Should I be out there cheering them when I come out? Or if you can boo them if you like them. If you don't like them, and you can cheer them if you do like them. But bro, if you're gonna come out there and pit them against guys that I genuinely like to cheer for, then I'm going to boo them. But you come out and put them against the Don Callis family, a stable that is clearly a bunch of heels. By default, I'm supposed to cheer the Death Riders, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cheer them or not, because they do heel shit from time to time, depending on who they're facing. It's too confusing. So now I'm indifferent when they come out. And when they come out, I just have no reaction. I'm like, okay, the Death Riders are here. I mean, the only one in the whole faction that anybody cares about is Wheeler Yuta. I mean, we all know that for a fact. But outside of that, we don't care about anybody else in the faction. So
let me ask you, why is this feud all of a sudden happening now? Did something happen that we don't know of? Or is this just basically because of remnants coming out of World's End and Okada wants his Continental Championship back when he already has an International Championship? Is this all about them getting back to Okada and Moxley, which fucking sucked at the pay-per-view, so I don't really know who wants to see it happen again? Well, why is this happening?
Oh, I forgot about Okada. Where's Okada right now?
He's off TV.
Okay, I forgot about Okada.
So why is this feud happening between two of the biggest factions in the company? You would think that there would be something that happened that kind of triggered all of this faction warfare now. It seemingly just feels like it happened out of nowhere. And I'm trying to think back to when it happened, and all I can think about is Okada losing the Continental Championship to Jon Moxley, and that's the reason for this feud happening?
Probably. I guess. I mean, there's some serious heat going on between Moxley and Callis, but I think everybody else is just caught in the wind. I mean, are we heading for a Don Callis versus Jon Moxley match? Kind of what it feels like. I mean, he's feuding with Don Callis more than anybody else in particular right now. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know, chat. Can someone fill me in as to why this is taking place? Did I miss something? I didn't see anything happen between these two teams last week. Anyway, we'll pick it up after the commercial break. Before the commercial break, Tope by Yuta hit Archer, and the situation was on the outside. Apparently, he grabbed Yuta and chokeslammed him through the timekeeper's table before we go into a commercial break. So Yuta is still outside. Hechicero and Rocky Romero, I know, exciting, hits a double drop kick with the trash can over the head of Garcia, basically where he belongs. So Callis tried, he's on commentary. He's calling Garcia a disingenuous punk. Don't know what Garcia did, but there you go. Moxley fought off all three briefly until the numbers game becomes too much. Trash can placed on him in the corner. Callis family start doing Hechicero's magic pose with the hands. It allows Moxley to get fired up until he's flattened by an Archer running crossbody. Archer then places a table in the ring, and Marina Shafir comes in, and she gets into it with Lance Archer, who tried to chokeslam on Marina, but she gets out of it and applies a chokehold. Shafir then picked the ankle, allowing Moxley to leap in with a cutter on Lance Archer. So Archer then sidestepped Moxley, who put on the brakes before crashing into the table, and he eventually was driven through the table by Lance Archer. Garcia, he tries a chokeslam on Lance Archer. For what reason? I don't know. Garcia moves, and Archer eats a Busaiko knee from Yuta. Leg sweep from Garcia. Romero and Hechicero return with a double octopus stretch on Garcia and Wheeler, who escape into an ankle lock and an abdominal stretch. Yuta and Garcia were sent to the outside. Moxley, he's in there. He throws in a barbed wire board that is covered with broken glass. Gee, I wonder who's going through that. Romero applies a guillotine on Moxley, who tried to suplex onto this contraption. Romero kneed out, allowing Archer to hit a big chokeslam onto the barbed wire, onto the glass, and thumbtacks were also a part of this. And Moxley was bleeding with his flesh. Basically, it was Moxley's back was torn apart by glass, thumbtacks, and barbed wire. You saw him bleeding all over his back. So, more garbage on Dynamite for no reason. Archer wiped out Yuta and Garcia with a cannonball. Pac, he's on the stage with a crutch from last week's match with Darby Allin. Hopefully he's not really hurt. He smacks Archer with the crutch as Claudio sprints out with a crutch shot off the ramp, slamming Archer into an electrical box off to the side of the stage, which caused the pyro to go off. Hechicero tries to make the save, but Marina caught him with a low blow, and Yuta flew in with another Busaiko knee. Moxley had Romero trapped in a bulldog choke. Romero rolls out. Garcia met him with a stuffed pile driver, Dragon Tamer. Moxley hits a curb stomp, and that was basically it. 1, 2, 3. So Moxley post-match, bleeding, goes over to Don Callis. Marina holds up a microphone in front of Jon Moxley's mouth. Moxley said for Callis to tell his boy he knows where to find him. Now, I'm assuming his boy is Kazuchika Okada. But I don't know who in their right mind wants to see that match again for the Continental Championship when, A, we haven't seen Okada on television. Why would we want to see that? And B, why would it even make sense for him to get another match against Jon Moxley? He hasn't even been on television since World's End. So someone please explain to me what the fuck is going on here.
I wish I could, man. I sincerely wish I could.
Chat? Anything? No?
Nope.
Story? Any story here? Continental Classic, I guess, is the story. And Moxley apparently is telling Callis that he wants Okada again. Nobody asked for that. Nobody. Death Riders win. They're now feuding with the Don Callis family. Nobody knows why. And we had a Dynamite that featured Lance Archer Rocky Romero, and Hechicero. Yet I'm asked by Tony Khan to care. Okay. There you go. Tekla, Jesse. Tekla's a good promo.
Yeah, man. Quite enjoying it, to be honest with you.
She was easily one of the best things about the show. Tekla's backstage with the Sisters of Sin, who talk about the challenges previously for Chris Statlander, but questions what Tekla wants to do about it after she pinned her last week. Tekla will give Statlander 1 week to spend with her title and her loved ones because she's going to take it from her next week. Sky Blue said there's always room for more sin, as Julia Hart challenged Willow Nightingale for the TBS title on Saturday. Sky Blue said it's the year of toxic. As Tekla said, if you like the taste of toxic, drown in it. And then she spit into the camera.
That's hot.
It's pretty good.
That's hot.
We love Tekla. We love Tekla.
Loving it.
Oh, man. We go from Tekla to boring. FTR.
Oh, well.
The AEW Tag Team Champions, Jesse, who are getting less and less of a reaction every single week. Do you notice that?
I didn't notice that, but it does not surprise me either.
This was a non-title match. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood against new signees, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price. Who? I don't know. I mean, AEW didn't give us a video package or give me a reason why these guys were so important. All I know is that they were quote-unquote indie darlings. They were successful on the indie circuit. Do you know who these guys are, Jesse? Do you care about these guys?
I don't know anything about them. I didn't know anything about them. I just saw them tonight, so it's impossible to care about them. But they did look pretty damn good.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
You know what I think of these two guys? I think that they're not TV ready.
That's fair. That's fair. I would have started them off on some ROH or some Collision type stuff.
Bro, these guys look like the quintessential fucking GCW outcasts that belong on the app. I get that they might be talented, bro, but Alec Price, do you genuinely look at Alec Price and deem him ready for television, guy? The dude is soaking, 130 pounds. I mean, give me a fucking break.
They're new, and we don't know who they are, so it's easy to just start dumping on them because we don't know who they are.
Well, they don't do their due diligence to giving me a reason to care about them and what their backstory is. Why do I got to go out and research them?
And that's where they failed. You know, they could have started them off in ROH. If they were hot in the indies, then don't say anything about them and just put them in ROH for right now and let them go on a very under the radar, quiet win streak. And just let them marinate over there and get some solid wins and then move them up to a spot in Collision here and there. Win. Then after a while, promo packages start rolling out about these guys who are winning down in ROH and had a Collision spotlight. They look great and they won. And then get them up to maybe the pre-show to a pay-per-view one time. And then maybe get them a spotlight. You said there's a gradual ascension to this stuff to get people to care. You start off here and then we'll start caring on our own instead of you just shove them on TV and say, this guy's the future. This guy you should like. Just book them strong, give them some wins and let the fans start talking about them on their own. Okay. Because they are pretty talented in the ring. So word of mouth will spread. You just got to give them the opportunity and they're just doing it the wrong way.
Bro, you know, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. The way that I see it is I look at these two guys and, you know, WWE has a whole performance center and they got coaches and they got, you know, character development and they go through the whole fucking system. They'll probably be given new names and a gimmick of sorts. You know, AEW thinks that the end-all be-all for these guys is let's take them from the indies, throw them on television the way that they were presented in the indies, green as fuck, no direction, no character whatsoever. Let's throw them on television. They'll be appreciated for what they do. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this, and I look at both of these guys who look combined 300 pounds, not even, and I look at these guys, And I'm trying to decipher what makes these guys any more special than what we see on weekly Dynamite. What do these guys bring to the table? What do these guys do differently than what we see with everybody else on this roster? What do these guys do differently than a Speedball Mike Bailey? What do these guys do differently than a Kevin Knight? What do these guys do differently than a Ricochet? What will they do differently than a Rascals?
Yeah.
I look at these guys and I'm like, you sign these guys basically to keep them off the independent circuit so that they, A, don't get WWE ID'd, or worst case, end up in NXT or Revolve. It's basically what it boils down to. These guys are not ready. I don't give a fuck how many people praise them and sing their praises. These guys don't look ready. They're not ready. And they're basically joining an environment where there's 1,000 other fucking Jordan Olivers and 1,000 other Alec Prices. So that's the way that I look at it. What makes me look at these guys and want to see them more than anybody else that we already get, which is basically a carbon copy of the rest of the fucking roster?
Yeah, no, that's fair. And that's why I think, I mean, if that's their concern, that they're that good and they might get snagged up, then snag them up, sign them, lock them into your company, and then put them on an ROH. Put them on some dark match, they do dark matches before, tapings, before live shows and stuff like that. Get them exposed that way. Work on their gimmick, work on those outfits. Get a promo package ready for them. It's not because you got them now. You got to do something right now. Put them on Dynamite and have them lose to FTR. Huh? Are we over yet? Huh? That work? No, it didn't work. And it's not a good start. All right. If you want them to be a big deal, make them a big deal, but don't rush it. I mean, they can get there. If they can go, if they can work, then they'll get there. You got to help them out with a gimmick. Make sure they get promo ability. Start introducing them to the crowd. It's a slow build, man.
These guys came out. They got no reaction. Nobody knew who they were. Nobody was given a reason to care about these guys whatsoever. And Ring of Honor is largely dead. And I don't really understand what the whole thought process is and the mindset about Ring of Honor. There's some great talent in Ring of Honor, and they got a very deep women's division, which is probably their bread and butter. Ring of Honor needs to be AEW's NXT. It needs to be a developmental system. It needs to be a breeding ground of character development and getting your reps in and getting that exposure to a point where you work there, and then after you work on everything, character, in-ring work, getting ready for TV, presentation, theme music, promo work, everything that comes along with being a pro wrestler, then you get graduated to AEW. These guys made the jump from GCW or Limitless Wrestling, wherever the fuck they came from, to AEW. And Jesse, on night one, they wrestled 10 minutes against the tag team champions and then lost. The whole theme about this show tonight is everybody that AEW wants us to care about, they were presented as losers tonight. When you present these guys as a great signing and they get an all-elite graphic and I'm supposed to hear fucking Excalibur shill how these guys are great and the uber-talented tag team that they were on the independent circuit to wrestle the tag team champions, not look impressive whatsoever because I seen 1,000 fucking other Jordan Olivers and Alec Prices, and then lose. The one thing that I think about, Jesse, is what is the difference between Jordan Oliver and Alec Price as compared to a jobber tag team that they randomly picked out of a lineup to fucking feed to FTR on any given Saturday night? What's the difference? They're losers. No. The crowd looks at them as losers. There's no reason to emotionally care about these guys, or even worst case, go out and research who the fuck they are. They didn't even present them in a meaningful way. So why am I going to care?
No, there's no need to. I mean, if history has taught us anything, they'll be in catering or, down in the ROH doing nothing very soon anyway. So why should we waste our time caring?
I don't know. This is an absolute waste of time. You got the outrunners out there, yet you're bringing these guys in for what? You got grizzled young veterans doing God knows what, but you bring these guys in.
Remember the Crew?
Who?
Exactly. We'll get to that later.
Anyway, we need another 100 likes for Collision Corner. You guys know what to do. Apparently, Jesse, Stokely has a website. He asked everybody to visit helpbigstoke.com. Did you go and visit helpbigstoke.com?
I did not. Is he okay? What's going on with Big Steak?
I don't know. Apparently, we need to donate to the good cause to help him recover from his quote-unquote injuries.
How is he injured again? Just so I'm clear.
I don't know. I thought you had the answer. I don't know.
I asked my people. No one knew. No one knew.
We're looking at a Kevin Nash getting up from the fucking wheelchair with the fake cast on, huh?
Yeah. No one knew.
I don't know. This went 10 minutes. I mean, this was just a colossal wasted time. FTR is getting little and little and little reaction every single week. It's sad. Like, I genuinely don't even know what happened to this tag team division. I mean, this tag team division, we talked about it because we've talked about it quite extensively, from the fucking terrible days where there was no focus on the tag team division to all of a sudden this past summer where the tag team division was easily the best thing on their entire program, with Brodito leading the charge. Everybody just came out of the woodwork and we started getting great tag team wrestling matches. Now FTR is the champions, and I could look at them, and I hope that they're listening to me. Them as champions have made the division worse. We're back to where we were before Brodito won the fucking tag team championships. How anybody looks at this division and says it's great is fucking delusional. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Where's the tag team wrestling?
I don't know. Where are the Young Bucks?
Do you know what they booked on Saturday night? They booked Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn in a tag team match against Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher.
Do you know the name of that team?
The team of Fletcher and Takeshita?
Yeah.
Proto Keshta?
It was like Proto Shitta.
Proto Shida. Proto Shida.
It look on paper, it looks like Proto Shitta.
Proto Shida. Unbelievable. FTR, man. How the mighty have fallen. These guys, I swear to God, man, chat, if you watch this match and you were given the narrative, oh, these guys are great, these guys are all elite, these guys are some of the best wrestlers in the world. Bro, they didn't do anything outside of what you normally see on a Dynamite. It's more of the same garbage. We'll pick it up at the end here. There was a hardwood spot where he lifted up Oliver with a chop after chop after chop in the corner, or lit Oliver up with chop after chop. He did want a powerplex with cash. Price hit a springboard hurricanrana on Wheeler before he could leap off for a splash. Oliver collapsed onto hardwood trying a superplex, but he got a close 2 count. Price and Wheeler fought on the apron. Oliver was sent to the outside by Hardwood. Price missed the springboard. Hardwood caught a kick, flipped over to his feet and planted him with a shatter machine, and that was basically it. Losers are Jordan Oliver and Alec Price. Thanks for coming. Chris Statlander with the Babes of Wrath are backstage. Statlander calling herself the Cosmic Killer and said if Tekla wants to drown in her toxicity, she'll take her down with her. Statlander said on Collision, if anyone wants an eliminator match, she'll show you what she means. No, we don't need an eliminator match. Tekla challenged you for the title. She's already pinned you. We don't need an eliminator match. Nightingale said the TBS title is about silencing doubt, so if Julia Hart wants a match, she'll be happy to oblige. Harley Cameron said she'll also be there and didn't think of anything else to say other than she'll punch Sky Blue in the face. Statlander said Saturday they're going to have some fun. I am not having fun with this show. Kenny Omega. He went one-on-one with Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander came out today and said that this is the reason this match has been a bucket list item for him. This is the reason this match was the reason he signed with AEW. It's fantastic. Everybody's got dreams, bro.
There you go. Maybe he meant a feud because, I mean, just a match is just a match.
A match is a match. And in this situation, a match that he inevitably was going to lose anyway.
Yeah, I don't want a match. I want a feud. I want a program with someone.
This match was fine. I mean, they tried to make it personal because Omega's been battling the Don Callis family, and they're trying to make this thing about Kenny Omega, you know, coming back and kind of interjecting himself into the world title picture. He's going to make it a struggle. He wants to bring back who he really is, and that is the, not belt collector, but the best bout machine. So Alexander attacked Omega during his entrance. He didn't even make an entrance. So that's the way we got things started here. Omega wanted a Terminator dive after some offense. He was cut off with Alexander sidestepping. Omega and flattening Omega with a world's strongest slam on the apron. During the commercial, he was in control. We come back from the break. Alexander hits a somersault fireman carry out of the corner. They go to the floor where Alexander wanted a body slam onto the exposed floor, but Omega slid out and posted Alexander. He had a snapdragon on the concrete. Crowd got behind Omega here for the Terminator dive, but in doing so, Omega's lower back smacked the exposed concrete on the way down over the top rope doing the Terminator dive. So it looked like it actually hurt him more than it did Josh Alexander. So they're back in the ring, and he hits a corner drop kick, Asai moonsault before doing a V-trigger. Alexander was there with an enziguri. Alexander wanted a superplex or a suplex. Omega fell over the top. Both guys crashed hard to the outside. Omega came down hard on the apron, and he fell right in front of Don Callis. And Don Callis got up off commentary and genuinely asked, is Omega okay? Which, I mean, it didn't sound like evil Don Callis. It almost sounded like he was worried if Omega was really hurt. That's the way it came off. So they both got up. They traded forearms, jabs, slaps. Alexander went to the eyes for an eye rake. Omega comes back by slamming Alexander's face right into the commentary table in front of Don Callis. So Alexander went to go grab an ankle lock back in the ring and smashed the ankle into the ring apron before hitting a dragon screw through the ropes and then a running cross body. So at this point, Omega, he's coming back. He delivers a big V trigger and a powerbomb to follow, one winged angel, and that basically put Josh Alexander away. MJF was shown watching this match backstage. In the aftermath, Omega took the microphone after he beat Alexander and said that Callis struck while the iron was hot, while he wasn't 100%, but he's happy to report in his new home over Orlando, this is as good as Omega has felt in years. There's not a member of the Don Callis family who can beat him, so Don Callis can try to beat him now or lick his wounds and wait until Omega is the world champion. Omega hit his go-home line, goodbye, good night, bang, and that was basically all she wrote. How do you feel about this match, Jess? Were you emotionally invested in what these guys were doing here?
No.
Do you care about the Kenny Omega saga, this story with him battling the Don Callis family?
No. Look, every time Kenny comes out, I feel like he's still injured. And you know what I'm saying? Like he came out, was on a ramp, and like, okay, but is he back? Because he went away. And he wasn't gone very long. Remember, he went away because he had so many nagging injuries and, and all that shit going on. And he's back in 2 weeks. Is he fine? I mean, I thought he was in bad shape. No, he went out 2 weeks and now he's back on TV, healthy as ever. So for me, the story with Kenny Omega is he still hurt? Not whatever they're doing with the Callis family, man. That I really don't care about.
I don't care about any of this. I mean, there's nobody in the Don Callis family that can beat him. I mean, you got two guys that attack Kenny Omega randomly that you haven't really tied up loose ends with. One in Kyle Fletcher, who I doubt they want to beat. And then Andrade, who's wrestling fucking random matches on Collision with absolutely no direction whatsoever already. He's been there 3 weeks and no direction already for Andrade. Right back to doing what he was doing when he was there before. So what exactly are we doing here? Those are the only two guys I really care to see wrestle Kenny Omega right now. Okada, no. Takeshita, we've seen it. I'm done. Takeshita and Okada is the match. Kyle Fletcher and Andrade are the only two matches out of the Don Callis family that I would even be remotely interested in seeing Kenny Omega work. And are they going to do that? No, because Tony Khan does not want to beat those two guys. So where exactly are we going? Do we have to be fucking tortured with Kenny Omega wrestling Rocky Romero and Lance Archer and fucking El Clan? Oh, my God. Josh Alexander is a former face of TNA and in AEW. He's fifth best in a group of 16 and a loser. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus the Timeless Love Bombs, Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa. Jesse, I got a very important question for you. Remember when we talked about the Death Riders being baby faces?
Yes.
Marina Shafir is a part of the Death Riders, correct?
Correct.
She's a babyface if she's a part of the Death Riders, if the Death Riders are acting babyfaces, correct?
Well, I mean hold on.
Wait a minute.
That was the whole problem.
Wait a minute. Answer the question. Is Marina Shafir a babyface if she's working alongside the Death Riders, who are now operating as babyfaces? Is she a babyface?
Sure.
She's a babyface. So my question to you is, if we are to think that the Death Riders are babyfaces, including Marina Shafir, why is she out here wrestling Toni Storm, who's the biggest women's babyface in the entire company? So does that now make Marina Shafir a heel and a babyface on the same show? Which one is she?
This is the question I posed here an hour ago.
I know. This is why I'm raising this particular situation up to you right now.
No, that is the problem. I don't know why.
Or maybe Tony Khan didn't want us to figure that one out, man. Maybe he's like, oh, they won't figure it out. Oh, yeah, we will.
I have no idea why Marina Shafir keeps mysteriously showing up every time Bane and Ford shows up. She just spawns, bro. I mean, she's just like a random champion in the Nightfall. She just spawns out of nowhere where you least expect it. I have no idea why she keeps showing up.
I don't know. I don't know.
No clue. Did they ever explain? Am I supposed to know and I missed it? Why she's hanging out with Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford?
Bro, there's no reason why she's out there helping Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. The only thing that we have between Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir is the fact that she filled in for Penelope Ford so that Megan Bayne may remain in the women's tag team title tournament. That was it.
Right.
There's no dialogue on what their relationship is. There's no fucking back and forth between either one of them together, giving us a reason to care about either one of them. There's nothing to get explained as to why she's out there, why she's helping them. We haven't even gotten a fucking an explanation as to what Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne have the relationship that they do. Outside, they're both fucking linked to Joey Janela.
They never did explain that.
Nothing. No. I don't understand it. Man, Toni Storm, she goes from being the most important figure in the women's division to being at the bottom of the fucking women's division barrel. Now, granted, you can't stay up top all the time, but the drastic downfall of Toni Storm, who's still the most important figure in that entire division, because she is, no matter who the champion is, she is legitimately doing nothing. And this may be done by design. I have no idea, but I don't know how this is making anything better for the women's division. I don't. So this match broke down at the end. Bayne threw Ford into Shirakawa with a cutter. Storm broke the count. Match breaks down at the end. Everybody shredding big shots with one another, including Megan Bayne spiking Storm with a DDT, Ford hitting Storm with a cutter. Shirakawa took out Ford with a spinning back fist, wanted a figure four, but she took too long to apply it. Megan Bayne flew in with a lariat. Bayne placed Mina on her shoulders as Ford hit the Doomsday device and made the cover. Marina jumped over the barricade and pulled Storm into a mother's milk submission as Ford pinned Mina to get the win. Marina came to the ring and posed with Ford and Bayne, flipping off the crowd, where she just hours ago acted babyface in a match with the Death Riders against the Don Callis family. She's here flipping off the crowd, acting heel. I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand it.
I wish I knew. Man.
There's literally no explanation for it. Footage of Roderick Strong becoming the number one contender for the CMLL World Title last week was shown in Arena, Mexico. Strong faces Claudio for the CMLL World Title on Saturday's Collision. Crickets.
Yep.
Crickets. Swerve Strickland, main event. He went one-on-one with AEW Trios loser, Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight comes out. He barely gets a reaction. This is a common theme when he comes out. He usually ends up getting some sort of crowd reaction by the end of the match because he does a lot of cool shit. Swerve, he's out there, and he dedicated this match to the memory of Prophet, the producer, who recently passed away. He's the one who helped make Swerve's current theme song, He's wearing an armband as a tribute, so thoughts and prayers out to Swerve and the loss of his friend. We see MJF sitting in a suite with a bottle service as he's getting a close look at the main event. Man, that's the place to be, man. MJF sitting in the fucking skybox with a bottle service, man. It's the way to be, you know?
Go for it. Why not?
So we'll pick this up after the commercial break here. Reverse torture rack backbreaker from Swerve puts him in control of Kevin Knight. Followed up with a diving uppercut from the corner before hitting his own little dance in the middle of the ring. Kevin Knight had mocked him earlier with that same dance. Knight started firing off some shots in retaliation, leading to a snap suplex. He then managed to get a leapfrog to avoid the gritty. Knight, he gets a leapfrog to avoid a spinning back fist from Swerve. Following that with a leaping lariat. Knight missed the rolling frog splash, allowing Strickland to hit a rolling flatliner. Swerve called for house call, but Knight dodged, successfully hit his leaping frog splash for a 2. Strickland hung up Knight on the top, followed with a big boot, attempted superplex. Knight flipped out into a sunset flip bomb, rolling DDT, 2 count. MJF once again was shown signaling to Kevin Knight to wrap it up and take Strickland out. So Swerve obviously is a threat to MJF. He wants Kevin Knight to win this thing.
I feel like he was just tired of this match and when this show and wanted to go home.
More than likely.
Wrap this shit up, please.
More than likely. Hopefully there's a couple of great places to drink after hours in Orlando. I don't know what time they close down there. But bulk fight on the apron. Knight wanted another DDT. Swerve caught and spiked Knight with a DVD on the edge of the ring. Strickland put on the brakes from tossing Knight back inside, instead opting for a pile driver spot on the outside that is fucking unnecessary. Jesse, he spiked Kevin Knight as they stand on the barricade, fucking head first pile driver on top of the barricade in a weekly television main event match with absolutely no rhyme or reason as to why it's taking place and no story. A spot like that, bro, it almost seems like all of the things that we've heard coming out of World's End regarding Kyle Fletcher and William Regal and his message to just tone the shit down and stop dropping people on their necks and heads seemingly goes fucking and falls on deaf ears, bro. What'd you think of that spot? Did you react to that spot at all?
I did not. I mean, well, the spot, first off, the spot was not botched. I mean, the spot was fine. The spot was safe. I mean, when I say safe, I mean no one was hurt from it. I mean, it didn't look scary. But in theory, I mean, I see what you mean. But at the same time, every power driver is fucking scary. You're dropping someone on their head and neck. I mean, why?
Well, I will admit, the one Danny Garcia did to, what's his name, in the six-man tag team match. I don't know who he did. I forgot who he did it to. I think it was maybe Rocky Romero. It looked all right. It looked safe enough. This did not look safe. He landed square on the top of his head.
Yeah, I mean, power drivers are just not the best move to be doing. Man.
No.
They're just not. Man, it could be flat in the middle of the ring. Yeah, you can buckle the knees but shit can always go wrong. You know, they thought they were upping the ante by doing it on the barricade to make it, I mean, I don't know. It looked just as dangerous as it could have been in the ring, a spike power driver or anywhere else. I mean, they should get rid of all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the more you do it, the less, and nobody wins with it, the less important it's going to be, So
yeah, it's never a finishing move. It's not like something it's going to happen once and you practice it a million times and the match is over. Like, no, it's a setup now.
So after that spot, Knight narrowly broke the 9 count, got back into the ring. He gets back into the ring and Swerve hits a 450 splash to the back before sinking in a nasty dragon sleeper. Knight fought to his feet. Strickland brought him up to the corner, and there were chants of "please be careful" from the Orlando crowd. Yeah. Both of them were up there. Knight managed a great-looking Hurricanrana spot that led to a great-looking coast-to-coast and a great-looking UFO splash. This was easily the best spot of the entire match. Strickland got a foot on the rope after the UFO splash, breaking the pin. Strickland gets to his knees. He starts smiling. He's asking Kevin Knight to hit him. So Kevin Knight hits him with a house call before trying a fireman's carry, which Strickland floated out of. So they both trade some shots. Pump knees. They hit the ropes. Knight flew off the ropes with a lariat, but at the same time, Strickland hit a mid-air house call. Strickland connected on a vertebraker and then finish with big pressure for the win. 1, 2, 3, and Swerve gets the win. It's basically all she wrote. And we questioned earlier why Kevin Knight could not win this match, and we questioned why a win for Kevin Knight couldn't happen, because realistically, what would a loss do to Swerve? It would not do anything to harm Swerve in any way whatsoever, but you would put a stamp of approval. The fans would be given a sense that Kevin Knight is truly a guy that AEW is going to rally behind and push as a guy as their future piece. But he's a loser. He had a great match that will get 4.5 stars in the Observer. But at the end of the night, Jesse, he's a loser. So what does it really mean?
Nothing. They gotta keep telling us this story of how Kevin Knight's the future. And this could have been a good start, but it wasn't. So maybe they'll convince us down the road, somewhere in the future.
Somewhere in the future.
Marty fucking McFly around here.
Collision, which apparently was supposed to be live on Saturday at the Esports Arena, is now canceled on Saturday because of inclement weather in the Arlington area. Was moved to tonight, and they taped it after the show tonight. So if you guys see spoilers online about Collision when you were realizing that maybe it could have been live on Saturday, that's the reason why. So we got Roderick Strong versus Claudio for the CMLL World Title on Saturday. Willow will defend the TBS title against Julia Hart. Andrade goes one-on-one with Magnus. Adam Page versus Katsuyori Shibata. Mark Davis and Jake Doyle will be in action. Proto Shida, Fletcher and Takeshita versus Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn. You know, I look at that and I laugh. Where is Billy Gunn in this situation, and why is he competing on Saturday night, Jesse? Did you maybe piece this puzzle together as to why Billy Gunn is now all of a sudden on Saturday Night's Collision Wrestling?
Sorry, bro. No clue.
Billy Gunn came out recently and said that nobody knows how to wrestle anymore. The current generation don't know how to wrestle. They take too much risks, and there's not enough story. He's currently employed with AEW. So I'm looking at this as a potential, well, he said this while being employed under AEW and employed under Tony Khan. So I'm looking at this as now, well, why don't you take your fucking son and put over my guys who go out there and do nothing but wrestle?
You know, it's hard for me to not, but I swear this is how I feel. Every time I hear a legend or an aging star or someone from back in the day, every time they complain about what the current generation is doing, I swear I can't help it. I just feel like that old guy standing on the front porch shaking his fist at those damn kids out there. Back in my day, we didn't do it like that. You know, back in your day when you did it your way, there were old guys shaking their fist at you saying, back in my day, we didn't do it like that. There was old guys shaking their fist at Billy Gunn saying, we didn't pull our trousers down and show our ass to the crowd. We didn't go around and call ourselves Mr. Ass, you know, but it was a new generation. It was a new time, and it was fresh, and people loved it, and he did it. So now here we are, a new generation doing different things than what he did. And now he's the old guy shaking his fist on the porch about what those young kids are out there doing. When back in my day, we did it different.
Yeah,
always did.
Every time I sat down with my grandpa and had a pizza, my grandma would order a pizza. My grandpa would look at me and said, "How much did this cost?" I'm like, "It was about $20, Grandpa, for a small pizza." Back in my day, this used to cost a nickel.
Yep, exactly. They get the same feeling.
This
like,
pizza
bro,
tastes like shoe leather. Yeah, I know, Grandpa. They don't make them anymore like that. I know.
We get it. You're not. My point is, you're not wrong, but you kind of are wrong. You're not wrong in what you're saying, but I mean, that was then. This is now. Things change. Things evolve. When you did your thing, it was different from when they did their thing. And you laughed at them because you were in D-Generation Next. You make the rules and we will break them.
Yeah.
And
really.
now he's out there. Oh, look at these damn kids now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I take it with a grain of salt, man, because I don't expect the older generation to be completely on board with what the new generation is doing.
So
it's a yin and a yang, because they're not always wrong. Some of this stuff that these guys are doing, they should be listening to some of the older guys. And at the same time, some of the older guys need to chill and let the younger guys, be stars too. It's a little bit of a 50-50 give and take right there.
So that's Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn teaming against Proto Shitta, and Chris Statlander will go one-on-one for what is being labeled a TBS Women's Championship title eliminator. I'm sorry. Statlander will go one-on-one with Isla Dawn. Nobody expects Isla Dawn to eliminate Chris Statlander to get a shot at the Women's Championship, so thanks for coming. Dynamite next week. We got 3 matches already announced. Mark Briscoe defends the TNT Championship next week against El Clan. FTR defend the tag team titles against Davis and Doyle. And Chris Statlander defends the AEW Women's Championship against Tekla, Jesse. Tekla.
There we go.
The championship Wednesday next week. And that concludes your Dynamite portion of this post show tonight on YouTube. And we got 750 likes, bro. You know what that means?
I thought we were done for the night.
No. We got one more segment tonight.
And what is the name of this segment again? I forget.
We're going to sit in a corner somewhere, I heard.
Oh, that's right. Collision Corner.
Oh, my goodness. Look at him. There he is.
Oh, right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. All right. In this week's edition of Collision Corner,
Maximum Carnage.
right, we have Angelico versus Andrade Eddie Guerrero, because everybody has to do the fucking Eddie tribute all the goddamn time now. Why is that a thing? How come everybody...
Yeah, everybody does the shimmy, and then everybody does the Three Amigos.
Everybody knew Eddie. Everybody was everybody? Okay, whatever. Angelico versus Andrade Eddie Guerrero in a showcase match. Andrade wins with the no compete clause in about 4 minutes. It's good to see Andrade still here. And getting tired of people signing with the company and then disappearing right away.
Wow, what a use of Andrade, huh?
There we go. Backstage, we got Lexi Nair. She says that she's with the newest signings of AEW, the Rascals, all 3 of them.
Great. Where's the 4th, Tony?
Huh? What? Oh, gee, who knows? We got.
Wait! Before you move on, bro, didn't they come out of their locker room and some smoky substance came out of their locker room?
They did, but I'm gonna be honest, man. This is a pretty long Collision Corner. I'm not trying to, go through every last single aspect of the show.
Were they high or not? It's a yes or no question.
I did not see them smoking anything.
All right.
I think the pyrotechnics guy back there was working with the smoke machine in the room.
All right. Moving on.
I mean, who knows? But they did invite Lexi to go smoke with them. Oh, fix the smoke machine with them.
Okay.
She was unable to. Oh, well. We get the grizzled young veterans versus Eddie Kingston and Marty Jannetty. I'm sorry. I mean, Ortiz. All right. Kingston and Ortiz win with Ortiz using a loaded sock. This should be an opportunity to tell a good story. Did Kingston know about the sock? Did he agree with it? Did it bother him? Will he address it?
Did it smell?
Did it smell? But babyface Kingston would not normally be on board with such shenanigans. So I'm wondering if this is something they're going to use to build a feud with Ortiz and Eddie Kingston.
Wow, it sounds AEW Rampage-esque, bro. So exciting.
Very much so. He gets FTR and Stokely come out to the top of the ramp to get interviewed by Tony Schiavone for what felt like 2 to 3 goddamn hours. I mean, this segment was
Maximum Carnage.
to my attention span. Okay. They went on and on for so long. I lost track of what they were saying, and I didn't even care to go back and watch it again. So I just skipped. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, nobody cares about FTR nowadays, so I guess you're right in the wheelhouse there.
Yeah, it legit went on. I'm not gonna. I was watching, and then it went on, and they handed the mic off to each other, and they changed. And after a while, I had to go back and check the timeline of the video. Like, this shit's been going on for 5 minutes. Kept watching, it went on for another minute. Like, bro, I'm out. I'm out. I clipped it. I'm done. Lacey Lane, Leo Rush, and Action Andretti. They have a promo, a pre-recorded promo segment where they said that they did not want to see the Rascals come in and take over because then people would forget who they were.
Oh, because it has nothing to do with the fact that their team name is fucking awful and their outfits are equally as terrible. Where did Lacey Lane get involved with them? Why is Lacey Lane involved with them?
Because what's her name got hurt, and they gotta have somebody who's
Layla Gray got hurt, so they replaced her with Lacey Lane. Okay,
they gotta have a female with them. Apparently, they must.
Well, at least they have good taste.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no ugly women in the AEW. I mean, pick one out of what they had, and then it should be hot. You know, so. Zadea Steele comes out with Christopher Daniels. Not sure why they are together. For her first singles match. You know, it was good to see them with a fresh addition to the women's division. Someone they can build up as a new star and get her started off with a W. Her opponent is Marina Shafir. Shit, never mind. Mother's Milk, 6 minutes. The match.
Yeah, I think Zeta is there because she's dating one of Top Flight.
Oh, God. Well, that makes sense then.
Maybe. She's a loser on night one, huh?
6 minutes. Mother's Milk. It's like she was dating Marina Shafir in that hold. Yeah, so
here's your warm glass of milk before bed, honey. Go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. Here you go. It's mommy time. Next up, the Don Callis family with El Clone, Kyle Fletcher.
El Clone, bro. It's El Clone.
El Clown and Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander. All right. Don Callis gets into an argument with babyface Moxley on commentary. But then Moxley gets jumped by some Don Callis goons. But then the heel Death Riders come out to make the babyface save on Moxley. And then Sky Flight comes out to join in
the maximum carnage.
Because they got tired of waiting in Gorilla for their match to start. Because it was supposed to be them versus the Don Callis family, but since this melee broke out, they just said, fuck it, we're going to go out and join in. It didn't involve them.
This sounds fucking terrible, man. What the fuck am I listening to here?
It didn't involve them, but they had to come out for it. Megan Bain and a returning Penelope Ford. Good to see Penelope Ford back in action. Get a solid tag team back together. Versus Danielle Camella and Viva Van.
Oh, Viva Van. She's another belt collector, bro. She's like Mercedes on the Indies.
Really?
Yeah.
She had no belts with her. Bain obviously dominates this match, by the way. We have a tall blonde dominating matches, telling everyone to bow down. We should probably keep Megan Bain away from Andrade. I'm just saying. Okay. Bain and Ford win in seconds. Then a wild Marina Shafir appears out of thin air. Don't know why. Tony Storm and Mina show up to cut a promo, leaving Bain, Ford, and Shafir looking just as confused as I was as to why they were out there. We get Jack Perry versus Anthony Bowens to determine Ricochet's next opponent.
Wow, man, the 5-tool player.
I have no idea how these two guys were selected to compete for Ricochet's title.
Well, listen, bro, how many tools has he now acquired since the last time we did Collision Corner? Any more tools?
I lost count of the tools, the last tool count. But if we started him back off with 5, he's back down to 4 because Jack Perry wins this one.
So he's got 4 tools and he's got no wins.
No wins. So he lost this match, and he also lost Billy Gunn because remember Billy Gunn was with him and Max, and now Billy Gunn's back with his son. So I think he kind of lost 2 tools in one night.
Oh,
don't know. But main event for Collision,
Maximum Carnage.
we get Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page versus the Ops for the Trios Championships. Kevin Knight gets the shock win, pinning Powerhouse Hobbs. I have no idea why Hobbs had to eat the pin here.
Wow, I mean, it's a head scratcher there, bro. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't do it.
I don't know. But we have new Trios champions, Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this week's edition of Collision Corner.
Maximum.
My name is Jesse, aka your very own one only Shottown Smark, and once again, I watch Collision, so you don't have to.
I don't. You know, I thought since the last time we did the show, the production and the show itself would be a little bit more improved. Apparently, it's gotten worse since the last time we did Collision Corner. Holy shit!
No, unfortunately not, man. And guys, please take note. We talked about this earlier. Collision Corner note. Collision Corner won't be a regular every week thing anymore. All right. It'll come. It'll be there, but it takes a lot of time to do this show, and that is time. Sometimes I just don't have because I'm trying to do other stuff on the channel. It'll still be here. It'll still come up time to time. I'll get it done as much as I can, but just like Roman Reigns, it just might come and go at times. All right. It'll be a little bit more special when it does come. I'll try to implement different things to make it cooler here and there, but I don't want to commit to it every week when I know that I may not have the time.
Basically, Jesse is telling you that he will let me know, and on a random whim, it'll be on a Thursday that he seems to want to do it and he deems fit for Collision Corner. And also, he's losing brain cells watching the show because the show is genuinely awful.
Yes, man.
It is fucking terrible.
Man, I have to sit and watch every last single minute of the show, pause, take notes, go back, rewind, watch it again. It takes me 3 to 3.5 hours to watch a 2-hour Collision. Man, come on, man. You're killing me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your support. We're going to get through these super chats and then get the hell out of here. Make sure you guys continue to hit that thumbs up. We got 800 likes. I'd love to see at least 900. If you guys are in the chat, please do that. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you for the audience tonight. I know AEW is fucking terrible, but you guys show up, and we do some decent numbers here on Wednesday night, more so than anybody else in the community, so thank you very much. Super chats will remain open. Get them on in, and please go check out all the great content on the channel. More coming this week. I should have something up tomorrow. Friday we'll be live for SmackDown, and Saturday night's main event. I'll be live for that as well. Well, let's start at the top here. We got Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD, Jesse, OTS. I hope all is well. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. 375 Codman with a $10 super chat. Can someone explain to me why MJF's face looks like Triple H's in the overlay graphic? Damn, they gave him the same nose. Cheers from Italy. Hashtag OTS for life. I haven't noticed that, Codman. Maybe you are paying too close attention to Dynamite. I mean, I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, I will not. But thank you for the $10 super chat, brother. Hope all is well from Italy. Joseph Terrell with a $5 super chat. Fightful giving AEW Promotion of the Year is hilarious. Sean Ross Sapp just interviewed two of the fakest phonies in the IWC, Minnie Portable and Wheezy Blonde. Well, good for them. Good for them. Minnie was live in front of 38 people today. Going big places there, I say. Caden with a $1.99. Why does AEW continue to be absolute shit? I don't know, Caden. It's a good question. It's so shit. Jesse isn't doing Collision Corner on every week. On an every week basis. That's how bad it is.
Picking up TNA though.
There you go.
And that is the major trade-off. I'm not gonna watch Collision as much because I am gonna cover TNA more.
Well, hopefully they're better from last week.
Yeah.
Chicago for MBK with a $2 super chat. MJF is definitely the best thing that AEW has by a fucking wide margin.
Oh yeah.
Also, he says, was MJF's open a veiled shot at Drew and Punk where he said, you're not the best of the best? I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. MJF can say whatever the fuck he wants. He's great at what he does. Also, with a $5 super chat, he says, when are you and Jesse going to do a Dynamite live stream together? That would be a true banger. Bro, I can't react to shows like that. That's Jesse's lane. I stay out of it. You will only see me do a live reaction if it is a last course of action or if I'm away somewhere and I can't get a review out. That's it.
But I do have an idea, and I do have a plan for us to do some content, and gonna involve AEW.
All right. Triple M, what's going on, brother? Bad ice storm coming for my city in the upstate. Praying for no power outages. Hope my fellow South Carolinians stay safe. Have a good night, my goats. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get that dungeon run done Friday, man. I'll be free Friday.
Friday. Oh my God! If I still got power, we're in for -3 degrees base on Friday,
bro. It is fucking cold here, man. I don't know what's going on today. Right now it's 34 degrees. It's not bad, but for Saturday it's going to be 17 degrees with a low of 8.
It's going to get colder. It's going to get cold. If we have -3 on a Friday, your Monday or Tuesday should get really cold.
Let's see what iPhone says. Monday it says 27 and Tuesday 20.
It's check Wednesday.
Check Wednesday. Check Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be 22. Thursday 23. Friday 18 with a low of 5.
You're getting there.
Oh man,
there's a cold front coming around.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I hate the winter, man. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Triple M, thank you, bro. Let's do that Friday, man. Dungeon. Got to get my exotic and the other 5 tier 5 weapons I don't have.
I already got my catalyst done too.
Oh, good for you.
It's easy. It's a solo thing.
All right. SRH 712 with a $9.99. Enjoy all your content, JD. Watching you and Jesse with the Dynamite review instead of the actual show. Much more entertaining. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, brother. Based with a $9.99. I'm getting tired of seeing Kenny Omega on my TV. I can't wait for when he retires and we're free from the Chinese water torture that is his promo and matches. Or Kenny matches that bad? I don't think so. It's gonna take a little bit of it's gonna take a little bit of time to get him back to where he was because they've treated him as an afterthought for so many months.
Who, Kenny?
Yeah.
Bro, we've seen Kenny Omega's best work. His best years are behind him because age exists. And now you tack on the fact that he's getting older, plus he's, got those injuries that are just nagging and everything like that. We're never going to see any more 6-star Kenny Omega matches. Those days are over. All right. He has to work matches according to his age and his health. So those days are gone, man. You better pull up YouTube and then, the Tokyo Dome, look for those. That's over.
Yeah. JB Comrade with the 23 months. JD, have you seen the YouTube shorts of you in AI version trolling Tony Khan and Dax Softwood on the WWE Comp YouTube channel? No, I have not.
That's not AI.
I got to check that out after the stream is over. Frank with a $5 super chat. JD, you would be better off watching JCW at least. It has storylines. After watching Unreal, WWE is just like AEW, creatively broken. I have been watching JCW on Thursdays. The wrestling isn't all that great, but I do think that they have better production than TNA does. I will say that. Theme Park and Things with a 38 months. Usually I drink a nice bourbon on the rocks, but water today. Hope everyone had a better day than Dynamite. JD, keep up the great work. Jesse, you as well. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Bodie McBoatface with a $5 super chat. Listening to y'all trying to make sense of this nonsense is truly the Lord's work. Omega and Brody King could have joined the Battle Royal for the ring and the title shot. They could have. They didn't. It's a good call out there, McBoatface. I don't know why they didn't. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. Brody should go to WWE and join Aleister Black and reform the House of Black. I'd love to see that. Get Buddy Matthews over there while you're at it. Sidney Johnson with a $4.99. My question is, why did Joe need interference when he's supposed to be this dangerous heel? It's disappointing. Well, he's a heel.
Yeah. He's a heel now. Now you can't wrestle anymore.
Baron Corbin in AEW. Great, says Grayson Waller, WWE, with a $2 super chat. Listen, man, Baron Corbin or Bishop Dyer in AEW, it's not official, but he did work a dark match tonight.
Which is where that tag team should have been.
Yeah. And Sidro with a $2 super chat. How do cannibals start the day? With a cup of Joe. You get it, Jesse? Cup of Joe? Joe? Cannibals? Because they eat humans? No? All right, man, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're getting out of here. We thank you guys for a great stream tonight. Listen, man, we're trying. We are desperately trying to make sense of this. This show is... This show, it's rough. And every week, they seem to insult your intelligence just a little bit more than the previous week. And it's getting to a point where it's got to get called out. Nobody seems to want to do it. Jesse and I are going to continue to do it until it gets better. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking bad out here. Not a good show tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this stream, though. Go follow us on social media at JD from NY206, at Chi-Town Smark on X. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. We've been uploading some TikToks over there. Go and hit that follow button over there. More content to come. Gonna try and get something out every day, 2 or 3 minutes. Just give you my thoughts on pro wrestling. I'll be live again Friday, and then Saturday night's main event as well on Saturday. Jesse, you gonna be live streaming Saturday night's main event?
Oh, I want to, man. I am seriously pondering it, you know. But I just did Genesis last week, and if I do Saturday night's main event this Saturday, then I got the Rumble next Saturday. I just tied up 3 straight Saturdays, so I'm on the fence with Saturday night's main event right now. So
all right. We will see. Jesse will let you guys know. I'll be live regardless on Saturday after the show's over. Hopefully there's something decent to talk about outside of just random matches happening with winners and losers and nothing else. So thank you guys very much for that. Go check out all the content on the channel. There is plenty of it. Hit that thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of Dynamite tonight from Orlando. Not a good show. Not a good show. And thank you guys for the super chat. Love. Really appreciate it. As always, again, Friday live for SmackDown, and then Saturday for Saturday Night's Main Event. Until then, guys, have a good Thursday into Friday, and I'll see you guys on Friday Night SmackDown right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.